Hello, welcome to this demo, this general demo of CloudBudget 3.0. It's a fully Lightning, built with Lightning Web Components, planning and budgeting and forecasting solution built on the Salesforce platform. All right, what you're looking at is the homepage of CloudBudget, but please keep in mind that this is the admin interface. So you can see we have a link to the budget lines that finance users and planners would have access to generally. But then there's also a lot of finance admin tools like modeling rules, calculation rules, and other cluster rules and CB cubes that are meant for finance administrators. All right, and keep in mind that this page can be set up exactly as the page owner would like it to. You can show the charts that you would like, or you can show no charts. So it's fully customizable and configurable. All right, first we'll take a look at a very important page, and it will be budget lines. All right, this is the budget line manager. All these lines that you see, each line represents one transaction, okay, and they're broken down by the filters that you can see at the top. You can see that we have one for budget year 2023. That's the only filter that is required for these analytical tags. All the others are here because they are set to what the client requires. Often they are set to mirror what is found in the accounting system. So if the customer does not organize things by, say, product or customer, then these analytical tags, these filters would not be here. Maybe they would be replaced with something else. So for now, let's set a few of these. Let's choose for location USA. Let's set the category to berries, and then let's click on this little arrow to apply the filters. So now that we've applied these filters, the page shows fewer transactions because these are the transactions that meet this criteria. So the next thing we're going to show is adding a transactional line to the budget line manager page. There's two ways to do this. One is in the upper right hand corner over here for just a general add, and then you can also add a line specifically in this area for under income and under berries and under USA. But first we'll click on the general add, and you will see that everything is blank. So we would have to tell where we want this line item to go. So we could select some things from here, or we could select a function. Now, functions are configurable, and users can, with permissions, can set these to be anything they want. But the idea behind them is that there are grouped tags, so that if you say choose candidate equipment, it will fill in the filters specifically for that, and then you don't have to do it manually. You just select that function, and it just populates the way you want it to. Okay, so if you use, say, equipment Canada often, you build a function for this, create a function for it, and then you can just keep reusing it whenever you have a line item that falls under that criteria. So for now, we're going to close this, and we're going to show how to add a budget line from within income. So I'm going to click on add here. Okay, you can see that we have location USA, category is berries. We also have you see here the functions, and we're going to select this account, selling with the general ledger number of 4,000. I'm going to give this a name, so test 15. Now you can enter numbers manually, okay, right here, and you just go down the line, or we can speed things up by clicking on the assistant. So it's a complete assistant, and we start off with a base amount. We'll do 100. Yeah, let's do 120. And then we're going to click on our choices. These can be set up to be anything that you would like them to be, but we have some basic ones here. And we're going to click divide evenly. So now it populates across all the periods. Here we're working with months, not quarters. And we're going to click apply and save. Okay, so let's close this and see. Here it is, test 15. Okay, it's currently open. There's no formula. And there it is. Okay, so now you can see the line we just created, which is called test 15. And we see that there's $10 for each of the periods, basically $120 divided by 12 months. All right, and in a moment, we're going to show how to set a formula. And you see any line that has an FX in front of it is telling the user that that line has a formula associated with it. But before we show that, I want to show something that I didn't show before that I think it could be useful. And it's, you click this, it's detail mode. And detail mode shows all the analytical tags, basically from, you look at along the, up here, the filters are the analytical tags. So you can see that each one of these lines has these analytical tags, attributed to it. So if you ever want to know, like, what's this line associated with, which account, which location, which user, the budget year, that's BY stands for budget year, and the category, you can just click on this button here. If you click on it again, it will toggle off all the details. Okay, now we're going to click on our line that we created before. We're going to click on the edit pencil. And we're going to apply a formula to this budget line. Here are some formulas that have been saved, and we're going to create a custom formula here at the bottom. Okay, so next thing we need to do is go to formula settings. Okay, we're going to pick a price. We're going to set a price. I'm going to click that, drag that over here. Next, we need quantity, and we're going to choose custom non-financial library. Okay, and the formula looks like this. So #1 times #2. 1 is the custom non-financial library, and 2 is for sales price, and 2 is custom non-financial library for quantity. Okay, and now we're going to click save. Okay, so now you can see we have our formula, and we can put some data in here. And you can see line 1 has multiplied with line 2. That's the formula that we set. Okay, so let's save this. And let's close it. Okay, and there it is. Test 15, you can see 200. All right, so next, let's take a look at how the approvals process works in CloudBudget. But keep in mind, for this example, I will be both the submitter and approver, but generally it's, two different people. The submitter would be, say, a planner, and the approver would be likely to be, say, their manager. All right, now let's take a look at, draw attention to these bubbles. Some of them say approved and some of them are open. So let's submit for approval one of the open lines for test 15. So to do that, we click on this little stamp, because it's the stamp of approval. And we want to go to open budget lines. Okay, these are the ones that could be submitted for approval. Let's remove these two. Let's keep test 15 and submit. Okay, so now let's take a look at the submitted budget lines, and there is our test 15, and let's approve it. Okay, so let's close this, let it reload. Now you can see test 15 is indeed approved. Okay. And please keep in mind that if, say, a manager has approved something and then realizes, oh, wait a minute, that's not right, it's possible for them to go back to the stamp and reject it, and then the status will go back to being open. All right, now let's take a look at some basic CloudBudget report. Okay, most standard report in CloudBudget is the profit and loss. Let's take a look at the profit and loss for 2023. It takes a little while to load because it's not a production environment. It's going to be a little slower. Okay, there it is. All right, so here we have our a standard P&L report, but CloudBudget, allows you to configure the reports to look any way you like. Okay, let's switch this to location and product. Okay, so now you see we have location and product over here, and the GL subtype column is gone. And you can see the standard breakdown of the budgeted numbers for January 2023, the actual numbers, and then because CloudBudget in the end of the day is built to be a management tool, you can see the variance. And the variance is very important because it tells management whether things are going about as planned or whether they're going better than planned or maybe worse than planned and in need of attention. So it's important to mention, though, that the actual numbers, typically in CloudBudget, they often come from an integration with the accounting system. And the two systems, the CloudBudget and the accounting system, kind of mirror each other and work in tandem, and data will flow from one system to the other, generally at night via set batch jobs, but it can also be done manually with the click of a button by a finance admin or somebody with permissions to take such an action. Okay, it's also typical that actual numbers come from Salesforce CRM, such as, say, revenue forecasts, and other Salesforce clouds, like, say, Marketing Cloud, where we would pull in, say, marketing expenses in an effort to understand the return on investment of marketing campaigns. Okay, now let's edit this configuration, show how easy that is. Okay, so you see selected fields are location and product, but let's grab product and send it over here, back to the left. And let's say we want to look at location and customer. Now we're going to change the name to location and customer and save the configuration. Okay, now we have a new profit and loss report for 2023, and we're analyzing location and customer. All right, now lastly, let's take a look at dashboards. Click up here on dashboards, which are CloudBudget charts. Let's look at the charts for planned versus actual for 2022. Okay, CloudBudget uses the force.com, the platform functionality for these charts. They are completely configurable and customizable to show exactly what you want. Who can see, what charts, it's very granular, it can be, controlled down to each individual chart. And it just depends on either permission sets or the permission sets for each individual planner or finance admin user. So a popular chart is planned versus actual by location. So we can see this chart right here, planned by location for 2023. And we can see we have the plan numbers are in blue, the actual numbers are in kind of a pinkish purple. But these charts, whether it's circle or bar chart, line chart, it's completely up to you. All right, that's the end of the general CloudBudget 3.0 demo. Thanks for your interest, and thanks for your time.